With the exception of a couple years in my early 30s, I have always had debt my entire adulthood. I'm just gonna call and pay this off. Let's go do that.
Welcome to TD Canada Trust. How can I help?
I'm actually just hoping to pay down the total balance of my car loan. Okay, today is the day. I am finally getting debt free. I have paid off all of my debts except for my car loan. I have just over $1,000 still outstanding on the balance. So I'm gonna go make a lump sum payment and finally get this out of my life. You have no idea how excited I am. I made a whole video about how I wanted to pay my car loan off early in a year, even though it was a 3-year term. And I think that just shows how badly I wanted to be debt-free again. Like, with the exception of a couple years in my early 30s, right when I finished paying off my student loans, I have always had debt. My entire adulthood, I have had debt. Student loans, credit card debt, car loans, what have you. Like, I've had all of the things, and I'm just so excited to finally get this out of my life again. That gives me an extra $265 a month back in my pocket. It is saving me hundreds of dollars of interest over the life of the loan. But yeah, I'm so excited. So let's go look at my payoff balance. I know it's around $1,100, but you need to know the exact payout amount. So let's go check that, and then I'm gonna call the bank. Okay, so $1,147.47 is my balance, but my payout amount as of today is $1,091.06. So I'm just gonna call and pay this off. Let's go do that.
Thanks for calling us on the TD app. For credit products such as loans, mortgages, or lines of credit, 4. Welcome to TD Canada Trust. All of our specialists are busy at the moment. Please hold on the line and patience. Please continue to hold.
Thank you for calling TD Professional Lending. How are you today?
I'm good, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How can I help?
So I'm actually just hoping to pay down the total balance of my car loan.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that for you. And is it going to be coming out of your TD minimum checking account?
Yeah, exactly, that's what I was hoping.
Okay, perfect. So, and we're looking at nice more money in your pocket going forward.
Yeah.
So closing balance is $1,091.06.
Okay, perfect.
Do you consent to closing your TD loan?
I do.
Okay, and that will come from here. The loan has been paid out and closed. If you do require a lien release letter, I can get you over to TD Auto Finance.
Okay, that would be great actually. Thank you so much.
Loan payment amount is $249.49. Please enter 249.
Is that right?
Thank you for calling TD Auto Finance. How can I help you today?
Hi, I just finished paying off my auto loan in full, and they transferred me just so that I could follow up about getting, I guess, like a lien release letter.
Okay, so I see that the loan closed as of today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can request for a lien release to be sent over to you. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, that's everything. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you for calling TD Auto Finance. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, I am debt free. I am debt free. I was due to have my next car payment next Wednesday, and we're done. Seriously, my car payment was only $264 a month, but that's $264 a month now that I can do whatever I want with, that I can put towards my investments, that I can put towards my retirement, that I can spend on myself and my dog. It's a relief. I don't think sometimes we realize how much of a mental burden debt is until it's gone. Debt has just been almost a perpetual state of being in my adult life that it almost feels surreal to not have these obligations to other people or to institutions. And it just feels so good because I don't know how to put this into words. Like having debt for me anyway, even though it didn't keep me up at night, it wasn't stressing me out day to day, nothing like that. It's still really hard to envision your future, if that makes sense. It's really hard to want to build for your future when you have this hanging over your head. Like every time I would go to put money in my investments or go to put money in my RSP, go to put money in my emergency fund, it's just always like, yeah, but there's debt, you have this other obligation, you have this other responsibility. And it makes it really hard to be like thinking in the long term. It really brings you back into this immediate moment of being like, okay, deal with your obligations, deal with your payments. You just have to make your payments, make your monthly payments. And I find that when I'm debt free, I actually get so much more excited about saving and about my future. And I say that as someone who wasn't even super anxious about my debt, but I just think it goes to show that this can have like such a tremendous weight on you, even when you don't think it does. That's just my experience of it. I don't know how other people feel. Obviously, I wouldn't speak for anyone else, but that's sort of my reflection on it, being now almost 37, and with the exception of a couple brief years in my early 30s where I was debt-free right after I paid off my student loans. This is like, I've always been in debt since I was 18. And it feels really good to not have this burden on me anymore. Especially because I just did like a little mid-year check-in at the end of June to see how I was progressing towards my saving goals. And I was short. I think about 40% of the way toward my goal for the year. And that's because I've been paying off this loan. I've been paying off this debt with extra money every month, and I haven't had as much to invest. This makes me really hopeful that even though I'm behind, maybe I can catch up in the second half of the year and regain some ground and still maybe hit my savings goal for the year. So that's really exciting. It just feels so nice. And what a flex to have a paid off car. My girl, Kim, she's a 2014 Hyundai. We're at, I think, somewhere like 135,000 kilometers. So would that be like 100,000 miles? I don't know. Don't trust my math right now. But like the mileage is respectable, so just keep on trucking, Kim. But it's just a huge relief to pay this off. And for those of you who have been watching for a little while now, and I'll link to the video actually, but for those of you who have been watching for a little bit, part of the reason having this car loan was still stressing me out so much is actually because my car was in a really big accident back in, I think, early April or maybe March. And there was like $4,000 worth of damage done to the car. And as much as that would have been stressful no matter what, and I wasn't in the vehicle, I was like completely fine. But my car was messed up. And that's stressful no matter what. Like it's really stressful dealing with a car accident. It's really stressful dealing with insurance. It's really stressful dealing with all of that. But I also had that extra burden of like having this debt hanging over my head. And at the time I remember just thinking this would be so much better if this car was just paid off in full, because then at least I don't have this loan still hanging over my head. So regardless of what happens with a car, regardless of what happens with insurance, regardless if they write the car off, like I'll be fine and I won't have these thousands of dollars of debt still hanging over my head. So I think it really lit a fire under me to get rid of this debt once and for all. Yeah, so I'm so happy. And I'll also link to this video, but I actually made a whole video about why I wanted to pay this car loan off early. This was a 3-year term and I actually paid the loan off in about 14 months. So that's super exciting to have this out of my life, like almost 2 full years early. I'm supposed to be paying this off until 2026. No, thank you. We're done. But I think that video is still worth a watch because it kind of like goes through my rationale and my thinking of like why I wanted to prioritize this debt. I talk about what the interest rate was on the loan. I talk about how I was like thinking about saving and investing while I was, paying off my debt, like just sort of all the decision making around like why I decided to prioritize paying down this car loan and getting debt free again, even though it wasn't keeping me up at night. So go check it out if you're interested. Thank you so much for coming along with me and getting debt free with me. I can't believe it. Okay, we're doing a quick follow-up. It is exactly a week later. I paid off my car loan 7 days ago, and it has been a glorious week of being debt-free. Today was actually a day where my car loan would have normally been due, so not having that $132 debited from my bank account today felt incredible. And it just makes me so motivated to amp up my savings goals, to put more towards my TFSA, my RRSP. So I'm really excited to do some future videos on how I'm reworking my saving and investing goals now that I am totally debt free. I also want to do a detailed follow-up video on my complete debt payoff journey, all the different kinds of debt I had, how I paid it down, the strategies I used, how I approached saving and investing while paying down debt. If you enjoyed this video and that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe, and that way you won't miss the follow-up. Bye.